So on the 13th of April, a random business owner came out to warn Nigerians about checking the veracity of the processed food that they ingest, one of such being processed bread, white bread. And when she made this, she used one of the products in her shop for an example, and she made sure to hide the labeling of the bread, the name of the bread, and all of that. So just that she noticed, this bread has been a while in her shop, 2 months, and opening the bread, she sees that the bread still feels like it's very new, feels like you bought the bread yesterday, and if you smelled the bread, it would smell as if it was very fresh bread. And she was giving a warning that everybody in the country should be careful about the kind of foods they ingest, especially processed food. And welcome back to my channel. My name is King. I am here to talk about issues that affect my country and issues I care about. Please subscribe and enjoy the rest of the video. And as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, that is one of the biggest issues that we have in our country, the lack of safety guidelines around production, manufacturing, and the widespread sales of processed foods in our country. Okay, the things have gotten so bad for us that now we are even afraid of foods that are grown in the farm. And there's figures out there in the marketplace, international markets, where Nigerian beans are not accepted as exportable beans because of the amount of pesticides that is used to preserve these beans, and so it is dangerous for consumption. But those fears are not even communicated properly to the populace, so a lot of people just consume beans, just like that. And we have other homemade goods like palm oil, vegetable oils, all of it are questionable these days, and not enough people have information about how to check for actually good or organic products that are made without the influence of pesticides and the lack of chemical control in preservation in our country. And this bread is something that she bought for her business. Okay, she has a business just like mine, and she just made a simple video. Now if you check I'm going to play the video for you, but before we even think about it, the context of this woman's content on her channel, on her TikTok page, is that she kind of gives out daily life tips that she feels can help especially women. Okay, she has videos about perimenopausal symptoms, dealing with menopause, dealing with hot flashes, and all of that. And she seems like someone that is just interested in sharing information wherever she can. So this was supposed to be just like a random sharing of information, so she made sure to hide the bread's name, the bread labeling, and all of that. And she said everybody needs to be careful about the kind of processed goods they ingest. So let's watch the video and then we'll get back to it. Now when you watch the video, I want you to tell me if you noticed the label of the bread, or if you are not even living in her state, or if you've never heard of this bread before, if you'll be able to place it in your local supermarket as a Nigerian living in any state in Nigeria.
Guys, at this point, if you love bread too much, start baking your bread. Something is wrong with our breads. You see this bread? I pray their name is not showing because they don't have a conscience. Is it mean they won't come after? This bread has been 2 months on my shelf. It still feels fresh. It smells fresh. If they bring it back today, there is a new bread I'm going to buy. Normally, when I keep bread and I don't sell for 2 days, when they come, they replace it. And this particular bread, they've been asking after it. I sourced them out and they supplied. I even tested it. I'm not a fan of bread though, but I must be honest with you. This bread tastes really, really good. No wonder people are addicted to it. This particular one, I didn't finish selling. I was waiting for when they will come so that they can replace it. They didn't come. I called. They didn't pick. So I kept the bread. It's been here for 2 months. I'm not even lying. I was telling my girl that there could be dangerous chemicals in this thing, and she was like, I didn't know it was a thing until I went online, started seeing review. People are talking about bread that lasted for 2-3 months, even 1 year. And it's not only in Nigeria. You know our thing, when it reaches us, people go do and pass levels. This bread, showing. I seriously pray that their name is not showing. I still want to see my grandchildren. Siko? Siba? You see the bread? Feels fresh, looks fresh. I can still smell the butter in this bread. 2 months bread. Share before bread 2 days has spoiled. Whatever is in this thing is not healthy, and that is why you will hear that somebody was having headache in the morning and in the evening. Oh, what you law? All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Michael Jackson was right. They want to just destroy our lungs. Bread lovers, take note.
So now after seeing the video, you understand that for me personally, one thing that is very factual in this country is that nobody sends bread across state lines. Okay, we are divided into 36 states, and the economy is so bad now. We used to have bread that was made in Ogun State and sent over to Lagos, you know, but Ogun State and Lagos, they are not so far. They are sharing like one small border like that. Most of the factories are in Ogun State. I don't know if those factories are even running anymore because of how bad the economy is. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is, my point is, when people open bread bakeries, you know, to sell bread, they only sell it within, in fact, maybe that local council. They don't even sell for the entire state. Okay, so if I see a bread from another entirely different state, I am not going to recognize that bread brand. Same way, I've never heard of this bread before, but apparently it seems to be a big bakery. Okay, they even have a CEO and all of that. But before we get into the bread matter, so you watched the video, did you recognize any labeling? If you've never heard of the situation before, would you be able to like pinpoint where that bread is? Also, basically, the labeling is effectively obscured. Okay, it's effectively obscured, and she did her best to do so. Tell me why on the 16th of April she received I think it's a cease and desist, or a letter. It's a letter of claiming that she's making defamatory remarks about a specific bread company called Born Bread.
Hello guys, you won't believe what I'm holding in my hands. Born Bread sent their solicitors to serve me this letter. You remember the video I made 3 days ago about the bread that has stayed for 2 months in my shop without going bad? I was very intentional in that video. I didn't mention any brand. I didn't show their logo. I was that careful. Some of you in the comment section were saying, oh, you are a liar, you would have told us the name of the bread. Okay, how do you want us to stay away from the bread if you don't tell us the name? You are lying, at least show the logo. And some people were mentioning different brands, different breads, sharing their experiences with those breads. The next day, Born Bread sent me a message in my DM. We saw a video circulating online that you made with a product that resembles our own. They said they want to reach me so we can have a talk. That same instant, I'm trying to wrap my head around the message I just saw. I received a phone call, my direct line. I'm from Born Bread. My name is this person, and we've seen a video that you made about our bread. I lost it. I said, hold it right there. I did not make any video about your bread. And please stop calling me. I ended the call. They went and sent a VN via Instagram telling me that Madam is not somebody I can joke with. I don't even understand the gravity of what I am doing. In that same breath, they go under my Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook and wrote this long letter telling me I should bring down the video because I am defaming them. I say they are lawless, they are irresponsible, and that their bread is poisoning people. That if I don't take it down before 6 o'clock, that they will take legal actions against me. I'm still thinking, are you serious right now? Today, I woke up to someone sending me their page. They went on their page and they said a content creator has defamed their company and they take it very seriously. They are going to engage their solicitors. And I said, let me come upstairs and make a disclaimer video and tell these people for the millionth time, your name is not in this video. Your logo is not shown in this video. I did not mention you. My girl calls me that a lawyer is here with a letter and it's from Born Bread. And so if anyone decides to insert themselves in my video by going into the comment section and claiming everything I said that it is your own and even adding more, there was no language like lawlessness, there was no irresponsibility, there was nothing. So if at this point Born Bread has decided to send me a lawsuit and they are demanding I take down the video, I should retract what I have said in that video and I should come to this solicitor's office and give them 50 million naira because for these 3 days, that is how much they have lost. Then I don't know what they are saying at this point. I just feel I should come up here and say this and also show you this letter because my video cannot lie. It is there. I spoke in clear English. I didn't speak in my language, even if my English was not very good. At least I spoke in words that could be understood. I never mentioned any brand. I'm not about to mention any brand, and so shall it be. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.
So you sent a letter from the company Born Bread. Remember, this woman did not mention the name. She did not show the logo. She did not show anything about this bread. So when I came across this video the first time, I watched the video half an hour. I thought all this while of food and drugs issue in this our country, how Nigerians are really suffering, you know, and I didn't want to be depressed. I was like, and I don't even know the bread. I looked at the nile, I was like, do I know this? I don't know. So I just scrolled. So for me to now see a company claiming to be the bread in question, you understand? Can you see the full part that this brand just made? And also, I think there's something I'm going to address. This whole thing about branding, and after the pandemic of 2020s, there's a way a lot of brands have been moving, but we're going to talk about that later. So going on to the story, this woman is like, okay, I don't understand this, so I'm just going to make a video to say I still did not call people's name, blah blah blah, and they are asking her to pay 50 million in damages because the past 3 days after making that video, okay, I've harmed their business to that extent. So I like crazy, right? This Nigeria, 50 million for someone that is selling provisions in their shop. Where that person will get that kind of money? And then situation got worse.
Nigeria is not a real place. Nigeria is not a real place. Normal issues where in other countries will help you to begin conversations on public safety and consumer protection. In Nigeria, it becomes a means to rather vilify people and then even begin to suppress them. Me, I never hear say they get preservative where they keep something, say bread for 2 months before. Now, manna, is it unleavened bread? I be waiting that they call them. Then you invited the person, you wrote a letter from your lawyers, the person has not responded, you use police, you invite the person come on the same day where the person come, you detain them for sale. On what case? On which matter? Nigeria police. And day before yesterday, now police, they force headquarters, they protest. The ones we don't retire, they protest. When we finish now, we go join the protest too. And then we don't come now, the woman's son is here. The woman is hypertensive, hand they shake since evening. They bring BP drugs to give her. They say they cannot give her drugs. I be this Nigeria. I be everybody just decrease for the full country. If you dare your own JJ, I say make I focus on INEC and election and this wahala. Problem no go finish for country. How would you people do this kind of thing? Person no go fit rest. Nigeria is one day one trouble. I just tire. Person come say they say bread day where they go get preservative for 2 months. On a normal day, NAFDAC is supposed to come out and say yes, so we approve of this, so the ingredients are okay. It is a normal thing that people can produce bread and it can last for 2 days. So that there is Federal Consumer Protection Agency for this country. Are those people not supposed to come out and say it is okay, it is safe, Nigerians, you can consume it? Is that not what it is supposed to be? Is it supposed to be an opportunity for you to arrest people who complain about it? Share bread to stay for 3 months normally, na normal thing. Me, I never hear them before. Now, sakarin they take the make them. I've been a bread of life. And then the person you invite and say make it come for questioning, you say she must insist that she spoke about born bread. And in the video, the woman never mentioned born bread or whatever they call them. She never mentioned it. You say make she go bring the bread, come. When the son say they know the bread no be, you say they say that the bread is her bill. Police say she must bring the bread. When she talk about say the bread might go be her bill. As they don't bring the bread, they don't lock her for sale. Are you a forensic lab? Is there a court order asking you to bring bread? Why are they presenting evidence to you? Modaro.
So we want to say thank you to Barrister Effiong for your timely intervention, and every other person, Mama P, and the son of Mrs. Love Toshima, the IG instructed your request, so she has been released and she's been taken home now. She's in the car. Do you want to say hello to her?
Well, she's tired. She's
already. So she'll be going home now, and then with the also thank the officer. Okay.
For me, it's just to say when this IG came into office, because somebody we are familiar with, especially with the person in Lagos, you will see how Nigerians congratulated him. He was one of those Nigerians. In this case, today, when intervention was done, the IG intervened, and Mrs. Love has been released. We want to urge the IG to continue with his efforts to reform the police. We are not fighting the police in this issue. We just want the right thing to be done. We are happy that she has been released. She came here on invitation. She honored the invitation. And the basis of that invitation, following a complaint made by Bondwell, she was subsequently detained. But following the intervention of the IG, she has been released. The woman is dealing with high blood pressure. So health-wise, we felt there was no need to really keep her. My own advice to the complainant, she is able to watch this video. Learn from history. We have passed through this video before. I don't think this is becoming the only one. If they are brave, they can explore civil remedy. But regarding Mrs. Love, she's out. I confirm she's out. She has been released. And once again, we urge the IG to continue in the efforts to gain the confidence of the people. This intervention this night is coming. But at the end of the day, police walls are not right. So we hope that the right thing will be done. That is what I can say.
And also, shout thanks to CSP, Mama P, of course, and CSP Bashir Mabu, the officer who came to effect her release. And so, I mean, it was very.
And thank you, Mama P, too, for always disturbing me.
Sorry, sir.
I'm very hungry.
Sorry, sir.
Look at me, I'm still on suit.
Sorry, sir.
It's one of the Madam Love who has been running around. Well done.
Sorry, sir.
Taking money home now.
Sorry.
Where's Mama?
So I'm going to play a woman's video. She came on the internet to say her side of the story, and this is the CEO of the company. So the CEO of Born Bread, this is the woman in question. She came out on the 17th of April to release this statement, and when you listen to it, you can see that she's trying to garner sympathy. But remember that Mrs. Dushima was served by Born Bread solicitors a letter demanding her to, or requesting her to, come down to the station and be asked questions by the AIG. Okay, and you will hear Mrs. Dushima's retelling of what actually went down. But Keep in mind that this is the next day after all of that event or the video you just watched happened the night before of the 16th. She put that woman allegedly through all of those situations with the police, with her health, with everything, not being able to make calls, not being able to access her hypertension drugs. She did all of that the night before and then boldly came on the internet to post this video trying to garner sympathy from you and I. So watch it with that context.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria Bukadillo and I am the CEO and founder of Bread. I started this business in 2006. Actually, this year makes it 20 years that I have been running Bread. I'm a mother of 2. I started Bread when my life was at its lowest. At times, I couldn't even pay my house rent. Over the years, Bread grew from 3 number of staff to 80 staff strength today and more than 100 extended staff workers. Over the years, I have struggled. I have done my best to keep the business running. I have continuously strived to give my clients, my buyers, the best of the products I can produce. I don't take quality lightly. From day one, I have always ensured that my products meet the standard that is recommended by NAFDAC, by SON, and all regulatory bodies. I continually strive for freshness. In fact, my business is one of the few bakeries that does not produce bread to be sold. We produce bread by order, which means we produce every day only the bread that has been ordered. Having explained thus far, on Monday, I think, or Tuesday, on Monday, my attention was drawn to a clip on social media. Sorry, I am analog. I don't know much about social media, but yes, I have people. I have young people in my life. So my distributors and everyone were calling me, and my attention was drawn to this social media clip. At first, I dismissed it, but then persistent calls told me that I needed to look more into this. I made a call to the lady who had done this clip, and my intention was to ask her for a meeting. Maybe we can talk through it. I wanted to understand where she got the bread from, how come the bread had stayed 2 months, according to her claim. But she dropped the call on me. I need to say here that I totally agree that there are products in the market that can be harmful to your health. Most of our food items are being adulterated, but what I do not agree with is that she is holding bomb bread and saying that my brand lasted 2 months. I also know that she says that she did not call any name. She did not mention names. How come people were calling me? I also saw in her comment section, before I called her, people on her platform had actually mentioned bomb bread, and she hearted it, she liked it, which for me meant that she was agreeing to the fact that that was bomb bread she was holding. I totally don't have any problem with this. All I want her to do is show me what the bread is. I just wanted to understand. But she has blocked me in every way, access to be able to speak to her. I also want to use this opportunity to ask the entire public that is interested in this matter, whenever you see bomb bread, please buy it. Go and test it by yourself. Because if I come here and tell you that it is not true, it's my word against hers, you can go and test it. I told her, let's go and test the bread to her. She's not taking her calls. After this video, I am going to post here all my NAFDAC registrations for the past 20 years, all my lab tests for the past 20 years, and I challenge anyone in the public. Honestly, I don't have anything to hide. Please go and check if what I claim is wrong. I eat my bread, my staff eats my bread, my family eats my bread. I cannot feed you what will be damaging to your health. And it pains me that after putting in 20 years of hard work, somebody on social media with a 2-minute clip will cause so much damage to my business. I have never done this. I am forced to come here to clear the air. I am still using this medium to appeal to her to come forward and show me where she got her claim from. I'm open to discussions and I'm open to scrutiny. I also want to use this opportunity to thank my loyal Hiya E.Ts. Thank you so much for sticking with us. And I am sure that before long, we will get to the end of this matter. We'll get to the end of this matter. We will know the truth. We'll see the truth from the lies. And we will understand how this came about. Thank you.
I came onto the internet to tell Nigerians that basically, in my own opinion, my own son, she's like, pity me. I'm just an entrepreneur that had a vision, and my vision came to life, and I don't know why someone's going to try to spoil my business. And she posed as a woman. She used her femininity, her womanhood, let's say womanhood, her position as a woman, identity as a woman, trying to weaponize the public's support for a case that is already horribly skewed against her, the CEO. But I don't think she's aware of it, because she sounds like someone that is very out of touch with the public. Because tell me why, in the face of Nigerians, you are sued this woman. You've saved her a letter, demanding her go to court, demanding her take down a video, demanding her to give an apology, from your solicitors letters, and she should pay 50 million naira. In this economy, you want Nigerians to look at you that have a thriving business enough to lose 50 million in just 3 days. You want Nigerians to feel sorry for you, and not the woman that came out to say, hey, I have something in my shop that stayed 2 months. Please don't die on timely death because of kidney failure, because of kidney problems, because of heart disease, okay, that might be as a result of your consuming and ingesting goods that are questionable at best. Like, you want us to take your side. Now, she was not arrested. She was brought in to be asked questions by the AIG. And we didn't know what went down. What we saw was like there was a video update. She was not crying, but she was visibly shaking. She was holding on to, I think, her son, and there was a barrister there that, her family rallied around to help get her out of that situation. And then she now came, I think, the following day to make a video to the public about her experience with the police. And now we're going to watch that video.
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm making the video in the morning anyway. So I told you when I was going to the station that everything was under control. Turns out control was under everything. So I went to the station to honor the invitation of the AIG on the case of cornbread that they reported. And to the best of my knowledge, everything that happened showed my case was determined and concluded before I got there. I made this video intentionally not mentioning anyone because I've been in Nigeria for 53 years. I'll be 54 in August. Nigeria has happened to me several times. My husband had a car crash in 2000 and he was taken to a very big general hospital. The doctors were on strike, unknown to us. When he got there, it was a medical student that were attending to him. I was very young then. I saw some moves and I was asking questions. No, don't give him injection. He did it in the morning. No, is that allergy? Please don't give him. And they were like, are you a medical personnel or something? That injection goes into my husband. Before they could remove the syringe, he started jerking, foaming from his mouth, and he passed. Everyone I told said, you can sue the hospital. They buy your husband. And I said, if I try it, I'll just disappear in this state. That matter is dead and buried. While this whole bread thing was brewing, a young girl of 23, very dear to her family, was fighting for her life concerning kidney issue, something that just started like play. In 3 weeks, she passed. She passed on Saturday. I was told on Sunday. That is why I told you when I came and I was looking the way I was looking, even though I was trying to put on a smile. We are ingesting too many toxins in foods, cosmetics, environmental toxins. And so on my page, I talk about taking care of your hormones, avoiding too many processed things, and trying to eat more natural things, even though those ones too are being tampered with. But at least we can try. I'm concerned. And so with the little followers I had, I was trying by all means to educate them. And so when this bread thing came to my knowledge, I did not keep that bread because I didn't have customers, as some people are alleging. I didn't also keep that bread because I planned to study the bread and stir up some problems. Maybe God wanted it to happen that way. But this is our Nigerian situation. The same people you are trying to help, the same people will turn against you. I've seen comments, someone say, I'm Yolushu. These things I'm wearing is because of the hot rashes I'm having. I cannot be dressing and covering myself, tie my hair, wear turtleneck when I know that very soon now I will be drenched in my sweat. So if this makes me Olusho, then I'm a proud Olusho. Some of us were born to see something, say something, and do something. We are called avatars. The likes of Randy Peters, Mama P, Barrister Effiong, and so many other people, the priest, so many people, Showray, I can mention, I can go on and on. Then some of us are born to just keep quiet, let life happen to us. You don't control things. You see something, you say nothing, you do nothing. Then when somebody says something, you come after them. What is it? Is it your business? You want to destroy somebody's business? You're a demon, you're a Satan. Those are the things people are commenting in the comment section. But what is giving me strength is the millions of people who are still saying, who still understand the value of life beyond material things, who still appreciate the lives of others. That it is well with me doesn't mean I will look the other way for someone else to be injured. Having said all of this I went to the police station and I was treated as a criminal on arrival. My phone was confiscated. I could not make calls without standing in the presence of the police people with the entourage that came with Born Bread Woman. I made my statement. I'm very sure they didn't read my statement because yesterday some things that were happening and stayed showed they didn't read my statement. We have already written letters to NAFDAC. As at yesterday, I was in NAFDAC, and so that result will come out, and I'll give you updates on that. So my phone was confiscated. My lawyers were asking, is she under arrest? Why are you collecting her phone? Somebody hinted us outside that the way this thing is going, this woman is going to be detained. We went there by 12, and things were being dragged. We went to the AIG's office. The woman narrated everything she was going to narrate, and I was also asked to talk. She talked for a long time. One of her speech, she said, before this, I had very few followers, less than 500. But because of her post I made, I have gone viral all over the world. People are talking about me. And the AIG said, cheap popularity, you're looking for cheap popularity. And then it was now my turn to speak. I said, it is true that when I posted that video, I had few followers, and those were the people I was talking to because already before now, I've been speaking to them on health, to not take in toxins from food, try to avoid overprocessed. So he shut me down. Are you an expert? Speak on what you know. Don't speak on what you don't know. Go straight to the point. Say what you want to say. Within my human right, I know I have to say what I want to say. I continue saying what I wanted to say. At some point, I will have to raise my voice because he was still speaking to me. So I'll have to raise my voice or give him time to finish talking, and then I'll continue from where I stopped because I really had to make my point. I didn't just wake up in the morning and carry bread and started making videos. It came from a follow-up of things I have been saying. I was able to speak to the point where I said, When I was growing up, bread will last only 2 days. He said, you shut up. Is it by force that bread must last 2 days? Is it by force that bread can last more than that? Is it, you know, at this point, I lost faith. I lost faith. I thought we that have lived in the 70s, in the 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s understand that bread shouldn't last more than that. So if anything has changed, we haven't been told. And so we are worried, we are curious, we are anxious. We want to know. And so at that point, I made up my mind that I have given up. This is not even going to go well. And the woman smashed her hand on the IG's table. She must provide that bread. Madam, you knew it was your bread already. So it's not as if I tied something somewhere and I'm saying it's your bread. I didn't say it was your bread. You said it was your bread. Now you are smashing the table and saying, she must provide that bread. Okay? And the IG said, yes, I should provide the bread. And because of what I have seen, I cannot bring the bread. I have only one loaf of bread. That is my lifeline. If anything happens to this bread, I will not be sitting down here talking like this. I would have been making another video telling you, I'm sorry, that video I made that day. I'm so sorry to bomb bread. I'm sorry because it was a prank. That video. Do you understand? These are patterns. And so you go everywhere and they're telling you, why didn't you go to NAFDAC first? You would have reported to the police. You would have gone to... The system has failed us. The system did not give us the faith to believe that if we take this route, it will end in our favor and things will be done right. That is what is making jungle justice to prevail. You don't know where you are going to get justice. This is a point where I am begging our authorities. Please do something to make us believe in you again. Make our children to believe in you, that they can run to you and be safe. You see, it has gone the route of where I am supposed to be silent and apologize. And then whatever it is should continue. It's not my business, right? So these are the problems. And the CP was like, so you're going to bring the bread? And I said, sir, I cannot bring that bread. He said, what did you say? I said, I cannot bring the bread. The bread is my lifeline. Even if I have to bring the bread, I'll bring some for you guys to make the test. I'll keep some so that I can use it to defend myself. He said, take this woman for detention. And he signed my detention paper. I was taking him to behind the counter while they were trying to fix the papers to take me to the cell. And the police people there were saying, the woman even said, Madam, Satan make you way to do that video. Hey, which can Satan be this? You just sit down, carry yourself, pay for trouble. Your statement say you be widow. Then another police officer said, she be widow now. This woman where the husband would leave money now. She won't spend them. Madam, let me advise you as a brother. Take down that video and apologize. This thing you're going through is not going to help you. I was keeping quiet. At that point, I already made up my mind. She had already entered. Make it go. So I was now being taken. Immediately I went to the cell to enter. I saw mosquito coils. Was just the smoke was coming everywhere. And the cell that they were opening for me, the first compartment, is that the word? Second compartment where the men were. Then the third one, which is the last one, that is more airtight. That was where I went to stay. I started crying. I started begging and said, please, I'm claustrophobic and hypertensive. I have menopausal issues that when the internal heat starts, my heart skips beats and I will be looking for how to take in air. Please don't put me there. You can put me somewhere. I don't even mind staying with the men. That's what I said. So you can keep me in the first one, lock me up, no problem. They said, you should have thought about that before making trouble. I said, okay, tell my son to bring my medication. He said, okay. I went inside, mosquito coils. I was seeing mosquitoes doing parade, saluting their commander, moving left, right, and center. God, I beg. And so my life will end. I went to the woman police. I said, if you leave me inside, you may pick my dead body. She said she would go and talk to my lawyer. Let's see, I should just enter. She went and she never came. They didn't allow my son to bring my drugs. I was locked there. I was fanning mosquitoes, fanning to make sure I breathe. At some point, I got tired. I gave up. I just laid down. I was looking at the ceiling. Somewhere around whatever time, they came in to call me. I was even scared that I should come. I went outside. My son did well by being very close. As soon as I saw him, I felt better. Going outside, the first thing I saw was our national flag. And I broke down. I started crying. This is supposed to be our symbol of freedom. This place is supposed to be where we run to for safety, where we run to for refuge. But this has become our prison because we are helpless people. And then another thing that made me to cry like my heart was going to fall out, I saw all my crushes in one place. I saw my main crush, Mandy Peter, and Barrister Effiong. I saw Mama P, and then I was crying. You know how a baby will be crying when the mother comes back? My body was weak, but I was looking up to heaven. I said, God, how did you do it that these people are in Abuja at this moment? If these people were not in Abuja at the moment, my dear brothers and sisters, when they would have brought me out, I would have been too weak to even sit down here. The route to change is not an easy one. No avatar said the route was easy. I want to commend the efforts of these young ones, Randy Peters, Barrister Effiong, Mama P, the priest, Showrace. While we were at NAFDAC yesterday, Senator Dino Milai was calling my barrister to find out what we need him to do. So Nigerians, I want to thank you. Everything now is under review. Pray that NAFDAC will help us. Right now, it is not about a brand. That's what I keep saying. It is not just one brand spread that's lasting longer than what we used to know. All over the world, people are asking the same question. So if our NAFDAC can do a good job, we will be the first to discover that healthy ingredients in bread. They're suddenly making bread stay longer than necessary. Those are the questions we are asking. We're not fighting anybody or accusing anybody yet. So if this result comes out and NAFDAC tells us this particular ingredient that's making the bread last longer than it's supposed to be, is healthy, it's even nutritious. If you eat, nothing will happen to you. We will be happy and then we'll come out here again and we'll tell the whole world that we in Nigeria have discovered the secret ingredient that makes bread to last longer. So you don't need to be afraid. Everything is good. Bread is good to go. But for now, we wait the results. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for reaching out. The DMs are so many. That's why I'll come out here to talk to you. I appreciate you. I love you so much. Nothing is bad yet.
So this woman is making the video mentioning her, giving us a bit of context of like her lived experience as a woman in this country. A woman that is obviously living barely within the middle class in this country, you get. And I say middle class because she has a business that she's running at least, okay. She says Nigeria has happened to her several times, and you know how I've made a video about Nigeria happening to Nigerians. Like Anthony Joshua is a Nigerian, and Nigeria still happened to him, despite being far, being connected, being wealthy as hell, wealthy as sin, despite being influential and everything. Nigeria still happened to him. So she's saying Nigeria happened to her in this video, and talking about how she lost her husband due to hospital the neglect, okay. And the hospital neglect, medical neglect, is on medical, like, I don't want to call it malpractice or something, because although she didn't mention it, like, let's just use allegations of medical malpractice, and she explained the story in the video and you guys heard it. So, like, in this country, there are a lot of things that are wrong already, especially when it comes to major sectors, health sector, education sector. Our security is a joke, our health, our food and drug administration, joke. Everything in this country is just a mess. There is no real body that is looking out for the people, okay, for the populace. And that is why wealthy people can use the police as tools of intimidation against the masses. I'm not saying that Born Bread did that, but I'm just saying that wealthy people can use, and they do often use, the police and other military parastatals as tools of intimidation and oppression, especially when we say things that they do not like. Madam Dushima is not the first, she's not the second, she's not the third. There's the issue with Erisco Food that is still ongoing. I don't think it's settled yet. There's the issue with Deca George and Rainbow Hair. There is her issue, and I think even recently there is an issue with this textbook situation right now. I don't know, like, if you've heard of it, you know, different issues about ordinary Nigerians just randomly making videos or randomly making their voice be heard about how scary, you know, most of the things that we were taking for granted, especially our food items, you know, we can barely afford food to eat. So now we have to be extra careful of the food that we're even still managing. You understand? And as depressing and despairing as it is, because a lot of Nigerians don't like listening to information like that, because some people feel it's easier to play dumb about the ugliness of the systemic failure we live in this country every day, and we manage to survive day by day. So people think it's easy to play dumb, until many years down the line somebody's on the internet begging crowdfunding for money for kidney transplant, begging crowdfunding for cancer, money for cancer treatment, begging crowdfunding to go to India, that is even a scary place for us to go to do expensive surgical procedures, because our hospitals are decrepit, and the doctors and nurses and our medical staff are completely being crippled by our government, okay. I don't know if people know this body, GST. Go to GST's page on TikTok, on Twitter, you see them always giving up information of how neglectful this administration has been over every single sector of our country. So that to say, everything she experienced, everything she experienced, although cameras were not there, I believe it, because how do you, as a CEO that might make a success out of your business, and you're a woman too, you want to use your woman card, you're a woman too, you did all of that video, you made all those pity guilty tripping nonsense video for us to listen to and be on your side, and then behind the scenes you've arrested this woman already, you've subjected her to complete humiliation by the police officer that's supposed to be on the side of the populace. You used the policeman's voice to threaten and intimidate and shame this woman, because at the end of the day, it's about the rich and the poor. It's the rich against the poor in this country. And I keep telling people, you are following mobs to beat up people that look queer. You are following mobs to beat up women. You're following mobs to silence rape victims. You're following mobs to intimidate ordinary people on the streets. Meanwhile, you are in the same class as these people, and you think you are doing it to make Nigeria better. Your enemy is this wealthy class, okay? Your enemy is this administration. Do something about your enemy, your real enemy. All the people you are killing, you are silencing, you are intimidating. You are losing numbers when eventually you want to now face off against the wealthy class and their tools of intimidation. We are over 200 million plus people in this country, last I checked. and we cannot just organize and say no to the ruling class. So now if you want to sit and bear their oppression, are you now going to now start killing your fellow members in that class? I'm going to play the final video about the latest update on the situation.
So based on the instructions of my clients, we have filed an application before the Federal High Court for the enforcement of our fundamental rights. She seeks declaratory reliefs that our rights were indeed violated, injunctions restraining further breach of rights, and damages for the violations of our rights. The matter is now before the court, and it will be determined in accordance with the due process of law. We will respect the judicial process and refrain from further comments at this stage.
As of now, Born Bread has silenced people from commenting. That they've turned off all comments. And like, if Nagema, let us tell you what we think about your bread now. Everybody's talking about boycotting the bread, you know, and Born Bread last night, I'm going to post pictures. They're posting pictures of certification, lab tests, medicine after that. With this woman in the spontaneous moment, she showed this bread. She did not name names. You now called and claimed the bread as your own. You're not telling us that no, you regularly do health inspections for your food and your processing management. You do so. I'm going to post all the pictures and everything that you posted, like, oh, we do this, we do this, we do this test, this lab results. Why didn't you do that when this man made this video? You didn't do that. You silenced her. You tried to silence her. You tried to intimidate her. Now you're suing her for 50 million naira. One thing I keep on saying about this wealthy class, they don't rate people that are, they don't rate the masses that consume their bread, that put them in power. Oh, we are good enough to suck us dry of our money, but we're not good enough to give us bread at least that is not questionable. Bread that will not harm our kidneys, bread that will not harm our digestive systems. We're not good enough for good bread. But I'm not sure, it's my opinion, but as wealthy as this man is to be demanding 50 million to have a factory of over 80 workers, they don't have to worry about bad bread. But the poor people that are busy sponsoring your lifestyle, buying your bread because they don't have any choice, this is the only thing that's available to them. They're buying your bread. You can't just give them good bread. You have to kill them in the process. And like, why is AIG so cozy, so body with you to take you at your word? Oh, you just told him that somebody is disturbing, someone has spoiled my business online, and he's like, don't worry, I'll take care of you, my sister, or I'll take care of you, my mommy, or what kind of relationship do you have with the AIG to be able to be judged, for him to be judged jury over your one complaint about one person that has no influence whatsoever? We need to look into that as well. All of this is just alleged because it's the narration that Mrs. Dushima told us. Okay, I don't even want to address the offer that people were slut shaming her, saying she dresses like, madam, like, do you know what menopause looks like? Do you know we are in a tropical country? Let's say commission for another day. Okay, this is a civil case. Why is the criminal body like the police getting involved in a civil case? Someone defamed you, okay, so you used to carry police to throw her inside prison. That's not how civil cases work. But there's no distinction in our country. Okay, once somebody just offend you as a big business, next thing you know, you go and pay police to arrest them. It's crazy, it's mad, it's madness. But I will surprised. Nigeria has been a lawless place for a very long time, and it's getting even worse, okay, under this administration. But anyways, one thing I want to talk about is this brand positioning. A lot of people online were like, you see how you ruined your brand? They're like, if I was you, I would use this opportunity to push my brand. And it's like, time out. Okay, time out about this conversation about brand and brand positioning and how to push your brand, to market yourself, what not to do as a brand. You don't do this as a brand. I hope people understand that everything has ethics. Okay, what are the ethics of you putting a face behind a brand? Now, I learned it in accounting. I think businesses are legal entities on their own. Okay, it is separate from the owner, but there has been this meshing of the boundaries between human being and brands, because you see when somebody makes a viral video, you see a brand in there doing clock it, or you see another brand in there doing, oh, we'll never do that to you, like they're a real person. Like, that line has been so blurred that somebody can now come out and make a video and say, you people should pity me. Why should we pity you, madam, when it's your bread that is messed, when it is your company that is showing fault according to your implication of your company? I didn't say that. You came out and said that it is your bread that she's defaming. Okay, so now if it is your bread, like you said, that she's defaming, what's the difference between you and your company? Okay, if I carried out an audit on your company, how am I so sure that the books the finances of the company and yourself is not going to mesh somewhere down the paper trail. Okay, like all of this is just speculation, it's just me saying. Okay, so but the whole idea of, oh, this is not what to do as a brand, no, we have lost the plot. Brands should not enter people's comment sections acting like human beings. When people are giving reviews of a product, you are not to go in there and act like a human being that is, oh, look at me, pop up in me, that I'm just so innocent and I'm pampered and I care about your baby and I'm nestled and I care about your baby or something. No, that line has been so blurred now. We have lost the entire plot. It's like in this moment of that, I don't think it's ethical to come out and start saying that, okay, for future brands I want to gain and profit off of or capitalize upon such a situation, here's what you do, here's what you do. No, somebody is being harassed, somebody is being intimidated in this messy case. Somebody is being intimidated, somebody is being harassed. Why are you telling brands how to capitalize differently than Born Bread did? It's just not ethical, in my opinion. It doesn't seem ethical, and the lines have been blurred, and I think we should try to demarcate ourselves. Like, let's try to create, okay, let's create a line. There has to be a line somewhere. That is why the CEO of a company will be feeling personally slighted by one person's review of their product. You go to your factory, you call your workers to order. Why is somebody talking about my brand? Like why do you want to talk about the goods I produce? Some people are doing rubbish here. Let's do an investigation to the staff. Let's do an investigation into the production line. Unless you, as the owner, you're aware of the horrible practices of your businesses and you are profiting off of it, and so you don't want it to change and you're playing dumb. Okay, but like when people, when it gets to the point where a random consumer of a product comes out to say something about it, doesn't that mean that, oh, whatever thing you are doing is too much? Maybe tone it down a bit. Maybe, you know, move your feet off the accelerator for a bit. Just a thought. If you cannot be that ethical to ensure, you know, safety guidelines are being met in the production of your services, how about you try to maintain an average point of excesses where you can see that when somebody begins to make review about your product showing up as scarily bad and harmful for consumption, you know that it's time to tone down on the exploitation and capitalization tactics that you've been getting away with for who knows how long. That's just my opinion. Okay, that is my opinion. I'm not saying it as a marketing strategy. I'm saying it as from an ethical standpoint. If you cannot even care about your customer base, let that be your limit line. But no, it's opposite in Nigeria. They come out, they sue these people and they throw them in jail. One person speaking up for the populace. We don't have systems in place for us. Remember, Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world right now. Nigeria is such a poor place, you know. It's very poor. Nigerians are, it's not speed against Nigeria and they're calling it Afghanistan. And it's the reality. There's nothing anybody can say about it. It's just people begging everywhere. People are homeless, sleeping in gutters. People are homeless. Trash is piling up on the streets. You know, even in the states where like the environment is a bit clean and sane and slow and not as overpopulated as Lagos State is, those people are being hunted down for sport by terrorists and the government is playing dumb. It's turning a blind eye to it. The issue that happened in Jos where 27 Nigerians were killed on Palm Sunday of all things. Okay, before they were saying Muslim. Now, Palm Sunday, people celebrating the birth of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. I thought we're all a Christian nationalist state. Like, it's really, really ugly right now in the country, and I feel like Ms. Dushima should not back down. I feel like she should counter sue and she should make sure she gets reparations for the intimidation attempts, so the silencing attempt, and she should make an example out of Born Bread for the other brands. I think they can just step all over people. Okay, even a cornered mouse will bite is what I heard. That's the saying. Yeah, even a cornered mouse will bite. There's a point you push Nigerians to that, you know, but I don't want us to get to that point because a lot of people are going to die in the process. You know how many people that have come online just 2025 begging for money for kidney transplant, begging for crowdfunding, you know, all of those things. Like, it's horrible. We've never had such like overflow of, you know, kidney failure, and you know, we've had it, we do have it, okay, I'm not saying we don't have it, but like it's so excessive under this administration. What can I say? So anyways, follow the video up to this point. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts. If you have similar situations in your country, I was on live stream one day, and one of my subscribers from South Africa was talking about how in their country as well they had issues about traders changing manufacturer and best before dates on canned goods. And nobody checks for canned goods because they just expect that it is preserved accordingly and the date on it is the date on it. So how scary is that in a country that is way better than Nigeria, they still have things like that? Okay. Yeah, so thank you for watching this far. I appreciate you spending your time with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Bye.